and sing.
Listen up. Here's some news that will be music to your ears. The 2015 Canadian New Thought Conference is coming to Toronto from June 4th to 7th.
This year's theme is cultivating our mental garden. And what better way to do that than with the sights and sounds of this year's conference?
Not only will you hear inspiring talks from North America's eminent New Thought speakers,
You'll also enjoy the uplifting, heartwarming music of incredibly talented musicians,
such as Lisa Ferraro and Erica Luckett.
You are the wide blue sky. Don't pretend it isn't true. You ain't got
Gary Lynn Floyd.
fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard, let it down.
Andrea Menard and Robert Walsh.
I am spirit, the one mind. I am laughter, I am divine.
All under the amazing musical direction of Amy Bishop.
I am.
If music be the food of love, then we've got a whole buffet ready for you.
sign up today for the 2015 Canadian New Thought Conference at torontonewthought.com. Presented by the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto.
You better get to living.
Well, you dawned on me, and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'd be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. La la la. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, maybe dance and sing. I like one big family, and it's our God-given right to be love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do 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 do. Skittle da da dee dee ba ba dee da doo doo. Doom doom doo doo. I've been spending way too long tricking my tongue out in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. My breath fogged up the glass, so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'm saying is there ain't no better reasons to rid yourselves of vanities and just go with the season. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. Please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. Oh this, oh this, oh this is our fate. I'm
Good morning to everybody watching online. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'll pretend you're not here. Okay. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tanis. If you're new to us today, welcome. You will have received a handout when you arrived. There are some announcements on it. There are also some lyrics to songs we will be doing, so follow along to that. A couple of things for people watching at home or in the archives. 11 days till the conference, a week this Thursday. So the Sunday service, as a reminder, will not be in this building. We'll be at the St. Lawrence Center. We will have printout directions for all y'all next week to get you there simply and easily. It's basically right on the Young Line. It's brilliant. And next week's musical guests are Etika Luckett and Lisa Ferraro. So looking forward to that. And they're also playing at the conference. And is it Etika or Lisa who's part of one of the workshops?
Well, Lisa. So Etika is going to be one of our speakers. She's going to be speaking on Friday morning, talking about her experience going through cancer.
She was stage 4, was she not?
Did I say Thursday? Friday. She was stage 4, yeah, and she's going to be talking about her experience going through that. At one point, they gave her a half an hour to live. And yeah, it's a pretty remarkable story. So that's Friday morning, the day that we're really focused on health. That's at the conference. And then Lisa is going to be actually leading our Teze service on the Saturday morning. So it's going to be a pretty spectacular experience.
If you've never been to a conference before, they are pretty spectacular because the mornings start with music and keynote speakers, and then workshops happen, and then the evening again is music and keynote speakers. It's mind-blowing, the experience. It's just, you have to experience. No, it is. We went to the New Orleans, I've been to the Asilomar. It's nothing short of incredible. So come on, if you don't have your tickets, get them, come join us. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. What else is going on?
I'm standing beside Reverend Jonathan Zenz, who's already up here. So why don't we just get going? Oh, you have, okay.
I have one more thing. I just want to let everybody know, we are going to be shortly looking for additional volunteers. Right. We are going to need someone who is interested in sound and would like to run the sound on our services. We're also going to be looking for somebody to help out with our webcasts. We're just a little short-handed right now and would love to start working on getting some more people in. Anyway, let's sing. What do you say? Let's sing.
I'm so grateful. It's in your programs.
So just take a breath and allow gratitude to wash over you. It's a good way to start the day.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Just breathe that in. I frequently say gratitude is the engine of creation, or no, it's the fuel that fires the engine of creation. And I really do believe that. nothing really happens without gratitude, and so I choose to start the day in gratitude, and I'm grateful for all of your presence here in this center. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for everyone who's watching us online. I'm grateful for those of you who are joining us for the first time, and I do want to say welcome to you if you are here for the first time. I am grateful for you bringing your consciousness to this experience and living in cooperation, which is what I really believe in, living in cooperation, because that's what life is all about, cooperation. So we come here as a spiritual community every Sunday, and we celebrate an idea, and that idea is that there is one power, one presence, one infinite resource, and that is found within, it is found without, it is everywhere. There is no place where it is not. And when we truly embody this idea, our lives get better, and that's what today is all about, celebrating that our lives get better and better and better and better. So we're going to start off the day with wisdom from one of our practitioner candidates. One more step. Yes, one more step. They are doing their oral panels next week. And once they pass their oral panels, no, 2 weeks. Week and a half. A week and a half, yeah. Once they pass their oral panels, they are officially licensed practitioners. But here to share his wisdom with our community, please welcome to the lectern, Fred Wimet.
Thank you. Well, I'm so grateful. Actually, I am grateful. And I just wanted to say before I start, from this thought of gratitude and acknowledgement that I stand here today before you as a practitioner candidate, but it's not my journey alone. It's the journey of love and support from each and every one of you in this center who've provided consciousness and love and good thoughts to us students as we've gone through this process. So thank you to each of you. Thank you to each of my fellow classmates. It's been an amazing journey thus far. One more hurdle, as Jonathan said, to go. One more small hurdle. We got to jump. It's got to be worth the while, or else why run the race, right? And that's a belief. But also, and thank you to our practitioners, Helen and Margaret Ann, who've been through the whole entire process with us as well. And of course, to our mentor, Jonathan, Reverend Jonathan, for getting us this far. So, as I was preparing my talk this week, the last couple of weeks I couldn't get a concept out of my mind, and it was how I remembered when the law of attraction became solidified, crystallized in my mind. And in other words, I remember the moment I understood on a deeper level how regardless of circumstance, our apparent adversities, we are at choice about our relationship to those circumstances. It was Friday, August 27th in 2010. My partner and I were camping. Well, glamping actually, which is glamorous camping. Okay. In truth, we rented a room at a resort by the pool near the games room and the dance hall.
Awesome. Yeah.
They called it a campground, though. Michelle, one of our fellow practitioners, and Bill came down from Temagami to spend the weekend with us as well. So on the Friday nights at the resort, campground, they usually have a big bonfire in the field, and it's just sort of a way that everybody can get to know each other around the fire. That night, the sky was spectacular. The stars were so clear. It was the clearest sky. Now, I grew up in Northern Ontario in French River, so for me, clear skies was natural, but this was so incredibly clear. Michelle had gone to the fire with a group of friends beforehand a little bit earlier. And when I got to the fire, on the way to the fire, I kept stopping my group and saying, wait, stop, look up, everybody, look up. And they're going, here goes Fred again. Awesome. And it centered everybody. And we got to the fire, and I said to Michelle, wow, you wouldn't believe this. I stopped everybody along the way. Have you seen the sky? And he goes, I know. And then everybody went, he stopped us along the way too and said, look up, everybody, look up. So we were both doing the exact same thing. The fire that night too was absolutely brilliant. Michelle and I kept saying how everything was perfect. Perfect fire. Perfect sky. Perfect group of friends. Perfect night. It was just that energy of everything flowing. What was interesting is I looked around the fire, I recognized that not everyone was having
the same experience. Each of us were experiencing our own relationship to the fire. It was the exact same fire, but I heard some people saying, well, that's too hot. Step back. I heard other people saying, there's too many sparks flying around here. Other people saying, oh, it's too much smoke in this fire. And it was then that it hit me. This is how the law works. We each bring our own experience into whatever the circumstance or event is. And the experience that we are having to it comes from within. Same fire or circumstances, and yet each person was projecting their own idea about it. And thus, that was their experience to the fire. The circumstances do not dictate our experience. It is our relationship or idea about the circumstance that does. Just let that sit with you for a minute. How do you see your fires? The people, the events, circumstances in your life. Are they tragic, sad, hurtful, painful? Oh, another day. Or are they with love and light? In Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes writes, the light is greater than the darkness, nor has the darkness any power over the light. The darkness is the great denial of the light. But it really did not deny the light, for wherever the light was, the darkness was not. By merely bringing in the light, the darkness vanishes into its native nothingness. This is the power of reality over seeming opposition or apparent separation. Shine your light, your love on all things, on everyone, on everything you do, right here, right now, no matter what. So I have a bit of an affirmation for us today. I'm going to say it, and then I'd like you all to repeat it after me. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And together, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And once more, with conviction, because that was awesomely conviction. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Namaste.
Namaste. Well, it's a very apropos song that we're singing. It's not This Little Light of Mine.
No. Which we wanted to do, but because Rustin isn't here today, and that's such a drum song.
It's all good.
Perfect.
This is a super easy song. You don't need to look at the lyrics. You'll catch on very quickly. But I invite you to take in what you hear and allow yourself to resonate with this idea and resonate with what Fred has just shared with us. It was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are all that point of light expressing, each and every one of us. Just take that in.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
Let's sing that together.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
So I invite you to take this moment to be in a space of reflection and a space of receptivity, letting go of what has preceded this moment, letting go of any anticipation you have, and simply be present to these words of prayer from Fred.
I trust to know that right here, right now, there is one thing going on, and it is love and light and joy and peace. It is the divine. It is omnipresent and omnipotent, and it is always, always who and what we are. We are all connected to this divine source, this light, this eternal light, love, peace, laughter. We are on this journey together to strengthen and to take this message into the world that we are love, and that love is each and every person that we encounter, and that light, that brilliant light, is who and what we are, and the recognition of that brings great gratitude. I'm grateful for these teachings that let us know that our word is the word, and that we are at choice with our word always. Love and light are what we are here for. And as I release these words into the law of mind, I know that it is done. I know that it is perfect, whole, and complete. And together we say, and so it is.
Now affirm for everyone around you, you are a light.
You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright.
We are a light.
We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine, and we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine.
Wow.
I love that song. I do. I love that song. I just love to sing it. I love to get into it.
And we heard it for the first time at the New Orleans conference. And borrow it regularly.
Yes.
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 Thanks, Reverend Donna Michael.
Yes, Reverend Donna Michael, who has, we should look at a lot more of her music. Here, I'm going to give this back to you. She has lovely music. So, the what do I have to say about this song, the featured song of the day? It's funny because we have all of these, like, internally we have like all of these thoughts, like there's the invocation song and the benediction song and the featured song of the day, and then this song and that song. Like, none of you know that, but today this is the featured song of the day. It's not often you go to what we ostensibly could refer to as church and hear a U2 song. But that is what you're going to experience today. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
I'm not afraid of anything in this world. There's nothing you can throw at me that I haven't already heard. I'm just trying to find a pretty decent melody a song that I can sing in my own company. I never thought you were a fool, but darling, look at you. You gotta stand up straight and carry your own weight. These tears are going nowhere, baby. You've got to get yourself together. You got stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it. Don't say that later will be better. Now you're stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it. I will not forsake the colors that you bring. The night you filled with fireworks that left you with nothing. I'm still enchanted by the light you brought to me. I listen through your ears, through your eyes I see. You might feel like a fool to worry like you do. And I know it's tough, and you can never get enough of what you don't really need now. My, oh my, you've got to get yourself together. You got stuck in a moment, and you can't get out of it. Don't say that later will be better. Now you're stuck in a moment, and you can't get out of it. I was unconscious, half asleep. The water was warm till you discover how deep. I wasn't jumping, it was for me a fall. It's a long way down to nothing at all. You've got to get yourself together. You got stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it. And don't say that later will be better. Now you're stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it.
And if the night runs over, and if the day won't last, and if our way should falter along the stony pass, and if the night runs over, and if the day won't last, and if our way should falter along the stony path, it's just a moment, it's just a moment, this time will pass.
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. I had to take a note while I was up there. You know, sometimes it happens. I get flashes of in the moment. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned when I was going through ministerial school, and actually Helen has now left the room, oh gosh, that sounded just wrong. Helen, who is currently in ministerial school, is, I'm sure, learning this same lesson, and this is the lesson. Never let a talk title get in the way of what you need to say. So it kind of happened last week. I called last week The Seeker, and I didn't really talk about The Seeker. I talked about what needed to be talked about, which was whatever it was. This week it's called We Are All Stars, and ostensibly it really is about unity. That's really what I want to talk about today. But I keep getting pushed in a different direction. And so it's going to be a little loose today. I need 5 volunteers. I'm not going to have you do much. Trust me, it's nothing to be afraid of. Who would like to? Charose, you're looking. All right, Carol, Jackie, come on up. Come on, Susan. This is good. All right. I have some things here. Would you take that, please, for a moment? Would you take that, please, for a moment? And take that. And if you could take that. These are items that I have up on what I've kind of created as my own little altar, right? Take a look at what you have in your hand. Take it in. Now, what meaning have you now assigned to it in your own mind? What does this mean to you?
It looks like a cross or
Mhm.
a nun. Have it for
Okay. What does it mean? That's what it looks like. What does it mean? What do you think it means?
Oh, it means love.
It means love. Okay. Oneness. All right.
And it brings one new to mind, which is compassion and mercy.
Compassion and mercy. Okay. Yeah. Energy, wisdom, mercy, compassion. What did you say? Oneness, unity, and love, right? It's beautiful. Beautiful ideas. Such beautiful ideas. All right, I'm going to take these all back from you now and put them back on my little altar. And I want to say thank you for participating. You can go back to your seats. I had this idea to do this because it's an indication that what we bring to something is the power that it has for us. The truth is, those things mean absolutely nothing. Nothing. But they have meaning because we give them meaning. So to you, the Ankh, this is an Ankh, means love. To me, it means eternal life. It's the meaning that we impart to it. And this is true of every single thing in our lives. This is particularly interesting to me. I just obtained this week. And I don't know if you saw, I think I posted it on Facebook, that a monk came into the center this week in saffron robes and had a book. He didn't speak English and was trying to, he was soliciting donations to build a temple. He had a little book, and on the cover of the book was an image of this temple, and he would open it up and you would see names and dollar amounts written next to it. And so as he was sitting there trying to explain this to me, he gave this to me, he said, "You keep." And then he gave me this, said, "You keep." And so I had $20 in my pocket. It's what I had on me, and I gave him $20. And it's very interesting because of the timing being so close to the experience of the anniversary of losing my mother, and Kuan Yin was very special and sacred to my mother. So it's like all of these things seemingly align, and they seem to have some greater purpose, but at the end of the day, it's just circumstances. They're just circumstances. And exactly what Fred was saying is what we bring to the circumstances, our idea about the circumstances, is what gives them meaning. So, Perspective 101, you have one as well. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Perspective 101, I posted this on Facebook this week as well. 1, something happens. Something happens. 2, it means nothing. 3, we make up a story about what it means. 4, the story we make up creates our reality, it creates our world, it creates what's possible and not possible. So if I'm going to step back and give into the idea that there may be some greater meaning in this, even though it all means nothing at the end of the day, but I'm now assigning meaning to it, what I recognize and know is that the last 2 weeks I've talked about something that has happened. at the end of the day, it means nothing. But I have created such a story about what it means that I have now created what is possible and what is not possible. This is all related to the conference if you've been here the last couple of weeks. And I've talked about some of the perceived difficulties. And I do want to say perceived difficulties because there are no difficulties unless we decide they are difficult. There are no difficulties. All is unfolding perfectly as it needs to. And I'm telling you, this conference is a done deal in the infinite mind. And so it is moving forward without a hitch. That's what I know. The perception of difficulty is what I'm bringing to the table, and I refuse to allow that to be my reality any longer. I'm done. And so, we are having an extraordinary experience already around this conference. It's not about what's going to happen. It is about what is happening right now in this moment. And so, when I put my mind aright and recognize that the perception of difficulty is only that, it is a perception, and I let that go, and I step into what is possible, what I can do, what is compelling me to move forward. Why did I choose to allow this community to take on this conference in the first place? What is that thing in me that drove me to say, this is something we're doing and this is important to me? When I got back to that, and the only thing that is love. We are here to spread love and spread the message of love. That's what this conference is about. So when I got back to that, wouldn't you know it? Some of those perceived difficulties melted away. Now, there are specific things I could go into it, but I actually am held in confidence that I can't talk about what exactly has happened. But some of the perceived difficulties have completely eliminated themselves. It's because that's what I decided. That's what we as a community decided. It's what the board came together and said, we do not accept any difficulty in this process. We move forward in faith and in love. That's what it's all about. So, something happens, it means nothing. Everything that happens, every circumstance, everything means nothing until we give it meaning. That's really what the message is. Until we give it meaning, it means nothing. So, today, my talk, We Are All Stars, means nothing. It's just words. It's words that I'm saying. But what I invite you to do is to check in and start to recognize how you're hearing the words. What meaning are you giving to it? How are you aligning it or attributing it to your own experience in life? Because every single week, it's an interesting thing that happens. Every single week, and there are weeks where I feel really great about what I've said, and there are weeks where I don't feel so great about what I've said. I don't usually let on to that too much. And I will stand, at the doors as people are exiting, and there are weeks, it never fails. The weeks that I don't feel like I said much of value are the weeks that come up and say, wow, you really changed my life today. And the weeks where I feel like, wow, I really changed some lives today. People just walk on by. I'm like, okay, bye. We bring the meaning to all of it. We bring the meaning to all of it. So today, ostensibly, is about unity. We are all stars. And that has double meaning, like there's a little tongue-in-cheek there, right? Hey, we're all stars, coming from Hollywood. What was the impetus for us being stars? What was it that was within me this week that said, it's got to be about stars? And then, of course, I go to the that great Joni Mitchell song, We Are Stardust, We Are Golden, Woodstock. It's one of my favorite songs. I love that song. Which actually, we should sing it here. We should do that one of these. It's a great song. And so we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, or as we sang today, we've got to get ourselves together. Get ourselves unstuck from the moment. When we find ourselves stuck in a moment, what is it that keeps us stuck in that moment? Well, if what we're talking about today is true, and I do believe this to be true, something happens, it means nothing, and yet we're stuck in that moment. What is holding us in that moment is our decision to be stuck in that moment. And so really what it takes is stepping back from the decision and saying, I no longer except being stuck in this moment. We think we can't get out of it, but we can. We can. We can do it. Ernest Holmes writes this. This is from Living the Science of Mind. It's not from the Science of Mind book, but from Living the Science of Mind, which of course, I'm now about to pitch a book, and I don't know that we have any in stock. I think we may have 3 in stock in our store. Living the Science of Mind is a great book. It's short little articles that you can, sit and read. It's not like reading a whole book. You can actually flip and just choose whichever portion you want to read on any particular date. He wrote this in here, in Living the Science of Mind. Each of us is a fountain of life. There is God pressure back of each one of us, a life force seeking outlet through our thoughts and acts. There are many fountains, many individuals, but only one God pressure back of it all. Each of us is a fountain of life. No matter the size of the source, and the size of the source that is flowing through us is infinite, no matter the size of the source, the flow is limited by the size of the pipe. Think about that. Are you allowing source to flow freely through you, or are you constricting it in any way? Ways that we can constrict the flow are by having a narrow view of reality. Do you have a narrow view or a greater view of reality? I will tell you, I was stuck in a moment where I was narrowing my view of reality, and I was thinking that infinite possibility was not accessible to me in relationship to this conference. And so my experience was the possibilities were narrowing. The minute I stepped back and said, no, I'm opening up that pipe to let source flow through, new ideas were born. What constitutes the difference between a narrow view and a greater view of reality? What is it within your mind that constitutes that difference? And how do we then begin to truly let go? Unconstrict. That's not really a word, but I'm making it up. Unconstrict the pipe. Decongest the pipe. Because it's really congestion. Congestion just slows the flow, right? What causes congestion? Because here's the other thing that can happen. You can have like a water main pipe. I don't know how big water mains are. I'm making it up, right? But if your experience is like being that water main, you know why it's in my brain? It's because they're replacing the water main on Broadview right now, right in front of our building. You can have a water main, right? And yet, your thoughts, your negative thoughts, your limited thoughts, that's going to be sediment that goes into that water main and begins to constrict the flow. What is it in your mind that you need to now shake up and release and let it go? The flow of life through us is only as effective as we decide for it to be. The flow of life through us is only as effective as we decide for it to be. And the congestion that we experience may not and will not loose itself without our participation. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? The congestion will not loose itself without our active participation. This is what this whole philosophy is about. This philosophy is about taking active steps in our lives to create better lives for ourselves. It's not about sitting back and waiting for the moment to pass and saying, God's got it all. Oh yeah, God, yay. You know why God has it all? You know why God has your back? Because you are God. And so, being the divine, it is up to each and every one of us to make the decisions from that highest point of view, from the highest point of view of divinity, to allow that congestion to be shaken, to flow out, go out into Lake Ontario, be done with it, let it go, and live in this infinite flow of source. That's the active part of this philosophy. The reason that I get very passionate, and I usually, it's funny because I've taught fewer classes this year than I typically teach. and a lot of that is because of the conference. I lightened my class load leading up to the conference just because there's a lot to do with the conference. And I say this all the time, but I usually lean on the side of wanting to teach classes because for me, classes are where you really get the philosophy and learn how to incorporate it. It is a practical philosophy. The practical nature of this philosophy is really what's taught in class. Now, I bring some of it to Sundays, and sometimes I'll give you little hints and clues about things you can do in your life. But if you really want to embody this, get to class. Of course, I'm now pitching classes, and we're about to go on summer break. I'm probably teaching a class in the summer. I'm not sure what class it is yet, but I probably am thinking, well, I am thinking about it. I probably am teaching a class in the summer. But classes, that's one way of loosening up that congestion and letting it go and allowing the free flow of spirit through us. Ernest Holmes writes this: "If we find anything in our thinking that denies life, let us clear it away. We can stop being afraid if we want to. We can stop having resentments. We can winnow out every doubt and gain faith through the simple practice of learning to believe." So here's the rhetorical question. In your time here, whether you are here for the first time or you've been coming here for years, have you learned to believe? And to take an active role in what your belief is. Because it's not just enough to believe. A lot of people just believe. But what is it that you believe? And have you made a choice about that belief? Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? And if it does work for you, are you willing to live in that belief? And if it doesn't work for you, are you willing to, and this is a hard one for a lot of people, are you willing to let that belief go? A lot of people are not willing to let their beliefs go. They're so stuck in that moment of belief. They cannot release it. Having the willingness is the first step, of course, and stepping into an active practice to let the beliefs go that no longer work for you. That's what I believe in. And I'm telling you, I speak to you from here, not because I think I'm, it's not an ego thing. I didn't become a minister out of ego. I became a minister of this particular philosophy because this philosophy helped me in my own life. I mean, I've talked about various aspects of my life before I became a minister, before I even came into this philosophy. Not so good. And yet, when I experience things that seem to be leading me in that direction, the circumstances that mean nothing, I recognize that I'm always at choice now to determine what I believe about those circumstances. And so those beliefs set up the story. And I get to make a new decision based on that story that I've created. We can winnow out every doubt and gain faith through the simple practice of learning to believe. And belief is an active thing. It is not passive. We are not only the conduit of spirit, we are the very stuff of spirit. Everything that we perceive as real, this is all spirit at a level of expression that we can comprehend. But there would be nothing without the mind to comprehend. Oh, it's getting deep now. We are not only the conduit, we are the stuff of spirit. So given that, who, at the end of the day, is doing the believing? Because it is not enough to recognize that we have a belief. Who is doing the believing? If we are not just the conduit, but we are the stuff of spirit, doesn't it seem to make sense then that the believer is spirit itself? And what does that mean? if the believer is spirit itself expressed as us, and spirit is infinite, then all beliefs that are possible are in spirit. And so there we are with a formula for allowing what doesn't work to simply fade away. The belief will still be in spirit, but we don't need to hold on to it any longer. We are all stars. We are the stuff of spirit. The building blocks of life, the building blocks that make up our physical manifestation, all started inside stars. I mean, you've all heard this. If you've, well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, I'm about to blow your mind. So the process of what's happening inside a star is hydrogen is going through the process of fission, right? Fission, not fusion. Fusion, it's the other way. I always get them backwards. It's going through the process of fusion. Hydrogen is fusing and becoming helium. So you've got one, yeah. I'm going in my brain, I'm like, my brain is not wanting to work very well right now, so I'm going to step back and allow my brain to work. You have one element, that's the word I'm looking for. You have one element fusing, going through fusion to become another element. Once the hydrogen is all gone, what happens? Well, then the helium starts fusing to become a heavier element, beryllium and carbon. Oh, wait, we're carbon-based life forms. So think about that. The majority of what makes up our beingness did actually start inside a star. The other thing that I really love is this idea. We do actually emit light. Did you know that? There are scientific studies that have proven we actually do emit light. Now, I can look at Fred, I can look at Shah Rose, and I can see the light within them as an idea. Do I actually see the light that they're emitting? Well, technically, our eyes are not equipped to see the light that is emitted. We are seeing reflected light when I'm looking at Fred. I'm seeing the lights that are reflecting off of him, but I'm not necessarily seeing the light that he is emitting. But we do emit light. At some point on the electromagnetic scale, we are emitting light. And that, I think, we actually are affected by, whether we're aware of it or not. Because you ever have that experience of walking into a room or having somebody walk into a room and you automatically have an association with them before they've ever said anything? There's some idea, there's some feeling that you get. I believe that that is related to the light that they're emitting. Everything emits light because everything is light. Because light is spirit, and everything is spirit. You see how it's all about the unity of life, the unity of expression, the unity of this universal mind. So what does all this mean? At the end of the day, here's the big question. Who do you choose to be? Who do you choose to be? Because who you are, every aspect of your beingness, is a choice. The flow of life, is that who you choose to be, or do you choose to experience life as that congested pipe? Do you choose to let your light shine? This is a question that could be posed every single day in every moment. And in fact, here I am doing one of those things I do in class. I'm going to give you an assignment. I would like everyone this week to try this. Go home, write out on a piece of paper and put it out where you will see it first thing in the morning, being the very first thing that you see. And it might be, if you sleep on your back, you might want to put it on your ceiling, make it big enough so that you can read it. You might want to put it on the back of your partner if you sleep with a partner. Whatever. Wherever is the first place you will see this. And then I really would like, upon waking, you to take this question into your heart and answer it. This is the question to write. Who do I choose to be today? Who do I choose to be today? And in that choice, see what happens. Never allow yourself to let go of spiritual practice. That's one way of engaging in spiritual practice. People think spiritual practice, oh, I have to meditate. I have to get into lotus position and home, Yeah, that's spiritual practice, but that's not all. Simple reminders, that's spiritual practice. Reminding yourself who you are, that is spiritual practice. Whatever it takes, technique is anything that works. Whatever it takes for you to remind yourself of who you are, which is spirit embodied, that's spiritual practice. Never allow yourself to get out of spiritual practice. Let it become second nature. And that's the next step. I have stepped into a position in my life where now spiritual practice really is second nature. When the questions come up, I have an immediate go-to. When it's second nature, when it is a part of you, life gets better. And it may seem like a challenge. It was for me once upon a time. That was the time in my life when I used to step back and be one of those people that go, oh, well, God is all there is. Yes, life is so good and it's unfolding beautifully while my life is falling apart around me. That was not allowing my spiritual nature to be second nature or even first nature if you really want to get to it. It was giving it a lot of lip service. But the more you do it, the more you practice it, that's why it's spiritual practice, the more you embody it, the easier it gets and the more it becomes not just second nature, but first nature. So my second nature now is closer to my first nature. It is something I cannot live without. That's the definition of your first nature. Things you cannot live without, like breathing. It is not second nature to me to breathe. It is first nature to me to breathe. Eating. It is not second nature to me to eat. It is first nature to me to eat. Sometimes first nature is expressing itself a little too much. Spiritual practice is nourishment. And so let it become first nature. Well, hello. I don't know if you heard that. I'm talking about food, and all of a sudden. So here's, at the end of the day, we are all stars. Let us get more involved in our own practice. Let us get engaged in the practice of life. Wake up every day, ask yourself that question, who do I want to be today? Who do I choose to be today? Engage in the practice that works for you. If you find something else that works for you, take it on. Do it. Don't let yourself off the hook. Do it. Be mindful. Be mindful. Release congestion. Let it go. Allow the flow. And allow your starlight, that light within, allow it to shine. Namaste.
I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is you are offering the center today and hold it in your hand. In terms, whatever it is, if you call it your tithe, your investment in the center, your offering, your commitment, whatever it is, allow yourself to hold it in your hand and recognize it for what it is. There is a light to this as well. For everything is energy, everything has power, everything is always unfolding, energetically, beautifully. And so this energy that you have, that you share with the center today, moves through this center, allows the center to do magnificent things. And for that, I am truly grateful. I'm grateful to everyone's commitment to this space, to this place. And and I'm grateful that we thrive. And I'm grateful to everyone who's online as well. And invite you to participate in the givingness of spirit by clicking on that donate button there on your screen. As the baskets go around, I invite you, if you'd like to stand up and, dance around. We're gonna do this great, I love this song. And Tanis is gonna play the djembe. Let's get into a groove, all right?
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Repeat that.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day.
All right. I would like you to bring something to mind that you are grateful for today, something you are thankful for. Do you have something, Fred? What are you grateful for?
Love.
You're grateful for love? All right. So we're going to sing this. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
This magnificent, magnificent, magnificent love.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent love.
This magnificent, magnificent, magnificent love.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent love.
Beautiful. Who has something else they're grateful for? What? Friendship? Awesome. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My joyful, my joyful, my joyful 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 friends.
I have one. Thank you for this music, Spirit. Thank you for this music.
Thank you for this music, Spirit. Thank you for this music.
Thank you for this music, Spirit. Thank you for this music.
Thank you for this music, Spirit. Thank you for this music.
This harmonious, harmonious, harmonious music.
Harmonious, harmonious, harmonious music.
This harmonious, harmonious, harmonious music.
Harmonious, harmonious, harmonious music.
I said, thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you.
thank you, thank you.
All right.
Wow.
I'm going to invite Fred, if you would, please,
Great.
up to the front, and if you would do a blessing over the offering.
Ah. Great. Great, great. Hi, Carol. Everybody feel that divineness, that harmonious music. And right here, right now, this divine offering, this energy, this unclogged flow of energy, that's what money is. It's a flow, it's an energy. Each penny of each dime and each dollar has had energy to bring it to this center, and we know that it goes into the world multiplied, tenfold, triplefold, with what it can do in this world. It is with a grateful heart that we give this money, and it is a grateful heart that that energy flows into everything that this center does. And we recognize the greatness. We recognize the greatness of the energy that goes into it and flows from it, freely, unclogged. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this is a song. This is a song. There we are. This is a song that it's actually written by one of our musical guests that are going to be with us next week. We may have them sing it again. Of course, they're probably going to sing it at the conference too. So, yeah, I'm sure.
We're just warming things up.
We're just warming things up. Yeah. I love this song. Allowing myself to go to that place of receptivity and quiet and openness. And recognizing that all of it, all of life, all experience, it's all sacred.
So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. 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 I will share, 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 I will share this love, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love.
So I allow myself to go to that place of understanding. The simple place of understanding that there is one power, one presence, one infinite creative energy, one light. And it is who and what each and every one of us is. We are each of us that point of light that shines so brightly. The light precedes us. It is all around us. It is flowing through us. It is us. And so with this in mind and understanding the connection and the unity with this understanding, I allow the flow of spirit and the perfect answer to that question, who do I choose to be today? And at the end of the day, I choose to be me. The greatest expression of me that can be. And I trust and know that this is the truth for each and every one of us. At the level of our understanding and expression of it, we are each of us simply being. And what a great, great feeling it is to be. I trust and know that the decisions we make are all grounded in love, all expressed through love, and show up in the world as love. And with this loving heart, I give over in gratitude for all that has transpired in this moment and everything that led up to this moment to make me the person that I am right here and right now, and to make each and every one of us the people we are right here and right now. We are expansive, infinite expressions of being. And for this I am grateful. I'm grateful to everyone who made this service possible today. I'm grateful to Carol and Helen, our board members on duty. I'm grateful to Lori for setting up. I'm grateful to our greeters, Judy and Carol. I'm grateful for Marg in the bookstore, Dane on sound. I am grateful for Tony on our webcast. I am grateful to Mahala and Helen who are with those dynamic kids today. And I'm infinitely grateful to the beautiful music of Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. I'm grateful to the gifts we all share, each and every one of us, by just showing up. I am grateful. I am grateful to Carmen for her meditation today. And I'm grateful to Fred for his infinite words of wisdom. And so in gratitude, I simply step back and release this word to that immutable law that says, yes, it is done right here, right now. It was done in the very speaking of it, in the very concept of it. It is done. And so I let it be so, knowing it is so, as together we say, and so it is.
I will share, 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love, this love, this love, this love, this love, this love.
And so we end the day by taking out love, allowing it to express. Do you have to tune? All right, he has to tune. Oh yeah, I should let everyone know. Make plans for next week because the Don Valley and the Gardner are both closed next week. I know.
It's just a circumstance.
It's a circumstance. And it only means what we give it meaning to mean, right? So, but plan ahead. That's all.
Leave at 4 a.m. and walk.
Okay. You good? All right, so we take that love, that sacred love, and we now put it into our heart and we express it to the world. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, and see. Oh, another day goes by, and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, and see, wait and see. Oh, place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, and see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. 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 Have a great week.